All right. Maybe I should start with an intro for those of you who don't know me. I'm Killian. I'm CEO, but also mostly customer support intern at Boltz. And we have been working on something that we call the Boltz BTCPay plugin since, I think, about more than a year for sure, 1.5 years for now. And by now it's in a good state, it's in a stable state, and we actually start pushing it out a little because we think it has a very strong value proposition. For those of you who do not know Boltz, I don't know, there shouldn't be any, but maybe some. What is Boltz? We are what we call ourselves a non-custodial Bitcoin bridge. In more technical terms, an atomic swap service between different Bitcoin layers. So you can swap atomically between Lightning, Bitcoin, Liquid, obviously, and also Rootstock, which is another Bitcoin sidechain. And the very special thing about us is that we try to actually make it UX friendly by having a website, and that the non-custodial property is actually enforced by the website that is running in your web browser or on your phone or wherever it's running. And this is how it looks like. It's a pretty simple swap interface, and it's actually our #1 swap client still is our own website at Boltz Exchange, and that's how people swap, for example, from Lightning to Bitcoin. But as I said, we have a couple of layers more. You can simply choose them, set the amount, set the destination address or BTC address or Lightning invoice, click Create Swap, and go. Works with all wallets. So the idea is really to be comfortable with all existing Lightning and Bitcoin and Liquid wallets out there. We are around since a while, since 2019, and we started off with Lightning to Bitcoin swaps only for many, many years, and only in 2023, I don't know who of you remember, but in May 2023, we had an insane fee spike, like 500-600 sats per VByte. And that's actually where we launched liquid swaps, which kind of hit a nerve back then because circumventing going to the main chain every single time, especially for Lightning node rebalances, which is one of the major use cases of Boltz, which you need as a professional operator, you need to do timely if you want your Lightning channels to keep functioning. If you could, do that on Liquid for a couple of times and only then, after you hit a certain threshold on Liquid, go back to the main chain. That was really the pitch back then, and it was taken on quite well by the market. So yeah, as I said, atomic swaps, so it's actually trustless. You do not have to trust Boltz. So if you send Lightning, you can be sure you get your Bitcoin or your Liquid Bitcoin. And as we have seen with Agua, it's not only Lightning rebalances, there are more use cases now. So one of the major use cases, especially for regular users, is instead of having a fully fledged Lightning node on your phone, like for example it is with Phoenix, you would only hold Liquid Bitcoin, and basically we are bringing Lightning functionality to these Liquid wallets by allowing them to swap to and from Lightning when they need it. So when you want to pay a Lightning invoice, what's happening under the hood is sending a Liquid transaction into a Boltz swap, and Boltz then pays the Lightning invoice. So that's how Lightning is working under the hood in Agua. Vice versa, if you're receiving Lightning, it's not sending Lightning to the wallet because the wallet doesn't speak Lightning. It sends Lightning to a Boltz atomic swap, and then Boltz swaps to Liquid, and Liquid is being received in Agua. That's also why Samson saw, oh yeah, I see the transaction, now it's confirmed. That's because it's a Liquid transaction that takes a moment to get into a block on Liquid. Any questions here? Is the concept clear? Because our plugin is basically applying the same approach to BTCPay. So I should make that bigger.
Let me be rockstar microphone holder.
Please. So we thought, how could we increase Lightning adoption for BTCPay service? Because we observed there are a lot of BTCPay installations already out there in the wild, but quite often, I don't know what your guys' experience is, it's on-chain only, right? And that is usually due to the fact that these operators are not Bitcoin people and especially not Lightning professionals. And that's a hard problem. because Lightning is the standard, the default language that we all want to adopt for Bitcoin. So it should be the default for Bitcoin payments. So we thought, why don't we apply the same concept that worked so well and was adopted so well in Agua to BTCPay as well? And so we wrote a plugin for it. And yes, on the correct store. All you need to do is basically go to the plugin section of your BTCPay server as an admin, obviously, and find the Boltz BTCPay plugin. You hit install. In this case, it's already installed, but just imagine it's an install, and that's it. You have Boltz installed, and it will appear here as a plugin among the pre-installed plugins of BTCPay. And then what you can do is, it basically asks you, this is the screen that any BTCPay server administrator will see if they have, for example, on-chain only, which is a default case, but don't have Lightning yet. I say, okay, you don't have a Lightning node installed, but we have a way for you to accept Lightning payments without running a node. And then it goes on and explains that this sets up Lightning payments using Boltz to liquid swaps, and that they're non-custodial, and that it also supports read-only wallet, the very thing that was just demoed with the Samrock protocol, meaning you can connect a liquid wallet that the server doesn't have access to. And let's do that. Let's go through the setup flow. It's a little bit of a wall of text. We're trying to improve this a little bit, but it's important information because there's a cost attached to it. So there is a network fee that applies to every single Lightning payment because of Liquid, because it's settled in Liquid, but it's fairly low. And that's why it's actually a viable approach to do this, the same way it works in Agua, because the Liquid network fee is that low. So it's about 47 sats in total per swap. The minimum amount is 100 sats, so about 10 US dollar cents right now. And the maximum is quarter Bitcoin. So the range is actually should work for most BTCPay products, I would say. And it explains that that's the network fee part, that's a minimum max, and from Boltz side, we are covering 0.25% for every payment. And yes, there's a fee attached, but for those of you who operate a Lightning node or use an LSP, for example, will quickly see that it's actually pretty competitive compared to the cost you're having when you operate your own Lightning node or use an LSP. Okay, so that's it. Basically, first information what this is, and now we are setting up a wallet. So the plugin comes with its own Liquid wallet system. So this is really designed for people who have never even heard of Liquid before, so that they can use it. And either, well, if you have a Liquid wallet, you can import it, or you create a new one, which we will do. We call it Lightning because we use it for accepting Lightning payments. Ooh.
Yeah, it has
There.
a problem with Samrock as well.
Okay, yeah. And it literally creates a wallet on the fly for you. So this is the mnemonic, and for better visibility, I thought, why don't we go and import this into an external wallet. I'm using here green, so that you can actually monitor, similar to what Samson and Rockstar demoed before, you can monitor the transactions on your phone. Here we were able to monitor the incoming transactions on an external Liquid wallet, actually. Go restore. Yes, that's mainnet, obviously. All right, so that's being set up in the background. Let's move back to this. That's, by the way, all default BTCPay components. So server administrators who set up a regular Bitcoin wallet before, they will be very familiar with this flow. And that's it. So right now, this is already functioning, and now there's an optional step. And that step is, okay, this is Liquid Bitcoin. Obviously, that's a different thing as main chain Bitcoin. So what I can do now is automatically set up swaps that go from Liquid Bitcoin to main chain Bitcoin based on a threshold. So, for example, I can say I maximum want to hold, what is that? 1 million, 10 million, 10 million sats. 10 million sats. That's the maximum I'm comfortable holding in liquid. And then please, Boltz BTCPay plugin automatically swap it to Lightning for me. So, okay, that sounds good. Let's do that. Yes, to on-chain. We create a new wallet. The same way. Probably exists. Let's see. Of course, I went through the flow before, so that's my problem. Okay, and that's it. You can control the fees that are being spent in this. So this is basically saying how much you maximum wanna spend on fees in a certain interval, for example, 7 days. And that should be the last step. Enable. Done. And that's it. What we have now here is a BTCPay server up and running, ready to accept Lightning payments. Okay, so that's as fast and as easy as it gets, because once you're through the initial flow, there's no maintenance. There's nothing, literally nothing to be done. Now that we even set up chain swaps going automatically to Bitcoin, which can be, for example, the already existing BTCPay main chain wallet. Yeah, if you just say, hey, I want to gather it all together in the same main chain wallet, that's already happening. Yeah. And as we can see, Lightning here has the nice green toggle up and running. And if you guys want, what we can do is we just, test it out, create a new invoice to see how it works from user's perspective. Do you need to do anything else? No, right? Great. How do I show it? Check out, there we go. Okay, if somebody wants to pay, it is $1 USD, it's not that much. So, yes, please.
Yeah, you thought you're coming to BTCPay Day to listen to presentations. It's all yes. Yes. So just keep this playing.
Yeah, thank you for the donation. We will continue with this. So as you can see, BTCPay recognized the payment, obviously. So it's as smooth as any other payment. Oh my God, green one's a pin. So now let's hope this will be quick. Green is sometimes a bit slow in syncing, but what we should see now is actually the transaction showing up. Do I need to create an account? Probably. Yeah. Green, why is it complicated, really? Standards, there we go. Okay, let's see and wait if that pops up. If not, it's a demo effect, but basically the transactions will show up in external wallets too. You can see here it's syncing, usually takes a moment. And yeah, that's basically it. So that is the most easy way to accept Lightning on your BTCPay server in a, let's say, trust minimized way. It's not perfect, but it's better than full-on custodial solutions. Yeah, there we go. There's the transaction. Okay. Yeah, maybe let's go with questions. I have one more thing to add in the end. But
at the start, when you were doing you had the choice of liquid Bitcoin, either import or new.
Yes.
What does the import look like in that process? Like, what wallets? Is it a QR export or is it a copy paste? How does that work?
The import can be either your mnemonic if you want the wallet to live on the BTCPay instance, or it can be a wallet descriptor, which right now, because we don't have a certain protocol yet, you need to copy-paste in there. So it's a read-only wallet descriptor, XPub, so to speak, that you punch in there, these two options.
Okay. And so now it's going to be like green or aqua or Bitcoin, or like basically
any liquid wallet. Yes.
Basically that you can copy paste the output descriptor and paste it in.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And in future, hopefully, any wallet that also supports the SAMROC protocol, because the UX is just so much nicer to scan a QR code instead of fumbling, copy-pasting weird wallet descriptors. Yes, open arms.
You should see the balance in the BTCPay server interface.
Yes. Yes. You should. You should. We'll just go back up here, I guess. Dash. Yes. There we go. So you see it here. We chose to collect it all here is under Lightning payment. So that's the dashboard view. Yes, and you have the Lightning balance. So it behaves literally the same way under the hood in BTCPay. Our wallet behaves exactly the same way as if you connected an actual Lightning node. So BTCPay technically can't really distinguish it from that. So it shows the exact same way in all the BTCPay UIs.
And it works in both directions, right? Being able to send.
Pool payments work as well. So obviously for accepting, you only need one direction mainly, but it also works for pool payments. So pool payments in BTCPay, for those of you who don't know, is actually used for refunds. So something went wrong or you want to refund a customer, you need to give back the money somehow. So that works the same way, just swapping from Liquid to Lightning via so-called pool payment. Yes, of course.
You can't initiate the payment from, like if the keys are obviously not here, then you can't initiate from here, right? Like a payment out from a Lightning payment out of this node, you can't.
As an administrator, you need to create a pool payment usually. So the ones that I know, they do it manually. To say, oh, this customer, you're right, the product was not good, or I didn't deliver it, whatever went wrong. Create refund pool payment, and that's manually done here via the admin UI, and then works. Yeah. Actually, one add-on, now that I say admin UI, the real powerful thing of this is this works for non-admin accounts. So that's actually pretty powerful, as in before, Lightning was more or less limited. I mean, you could share, but it was not safe, right? So Lightning was, if you use your own Lightning node, it's limited to the owner of the BTCPay server. So it's not working well for anyone using someone else's BTCPay server. This plugin works for tenants, for anyone using a shared BTCPay server instance. For security reasons, let me see if I actually find the option. For security reasons, we decided to have a manual, is it here? No, so somewhere you have to enable it to have your other users on your BTCPay and instance use this plugin, but it's possible. It's just like you need to actively enable it.
Or maybe it's down in the plugin area.
Maybe it's down here in the plugin. I forgot where we put that. Yeah, don't know where it is.
Maybe setup. Yeah.
Whatever. Should be here. Custom node display. Yeah, questions?
Regarding the pool payments again, just to clarify that.
Yeah.
Can it
Put
a seed of a Liquid wallet and spend from there to Lightning with Boltz? Like, like for example, operating a Boltz card from this.
I think it's easier.
Yeah, okay.
Operating Bolt card from this. Okay, so you want...
I want
BTC
to be able to send payments through the Boltz plugin from the BTCPay server.
It's not supported right now, apart from pool payments. So pool payments is the only thing we support.
So
But
just to say, the Bolt card stuff is built on top of pool payment. So if they support pool payment,
Then it should work.
The pool payment is a manual, right?
Yeah, it's manual, but
no, you can choose. You can choose. So it's either manual or you automate it. Both is possible. So I guess if you automate it and then have the Bolt card, it should work.
Like under the hood, the Bolt card is like basically pool payment and payout. The same stuff. So if it works with pool payments, then it should work with the Bolt card, even if they didn't do anything with it.
Okay, I didn't know that, but looks like it should work. Yeah. Yes, back there.
So, thank you. Just basic. One thing that comes to mind, does it make sense, like I'm just thinking right now, does it make sense to potentially integrate this with something like what Bitcoin did with like e-recovery? Because one thing I actually spoke with John from Zapper about is exactly the same UX, scanning QR code, but not only does it like share descriptors, but also like e-recovery. Like if we had a flow where the mobile user like scans a QR code, and not only do we have interoperable, scripter, but also you back it up. I mean, I'm streaming here, but like, I feel like, does that make sense, or is that, will that be a separate plugin?
That's a good question. My intuition says our goal is to have only descriptor on the plugin, not anything to do with keys. So if you're sharing the descriptor, actually you don't want to give anything else but your XPub to derive addresses from, nothing else. So maybe it makes sense. Francis maybe has an idea, but
Yeah, I'm anxiously awaiting Francis's presentation, but in the context of Samrock, I think it's better that we just stick with descriptors. But we'll talk later. I'm curious to hear more about the idea. And over there.
Let's see if this one works. Yeah. First of all, awesome plugin.
Thank you.
I love it, and I think it adds some even privacy because you don't disclose your Lightning node.
yes.
Yeah, and relate to that the question: can you see other than like looking at the invoice? It's the LN invoice itself, where that it uses Boltz Exchange or like in the web interface or something. So what can the client see that this is used?
The client paying an invoice, buying something in the store, decode the invoice, Bolt 11 as of now, and clearly see that this is Bolt's node pub key in there.
Yeah, but other
yes.
than that,
Other
like
than that,
in the web
no.
page, in the invoice, on the page, it doesn't see anything.
No.
Who pays the fees for the swap?
The store owner. So basically, out of the $1 that, or out of the 1,000 sats that a user sends, 900, whatever, 50 reach the store owner. Yes.
And what I want to say, like, there is that 47 sats that are fixed. So obviously the fee is not like, what, 5%?
0.25.
So, yeah, but 0.25 is that the rate. Those 47 sats that are charged for liquid on-chain, they're fixed. So yeah, it's actually quite affordable. Yeah, when you were talking about fees, I'm like, well, we think we're competitive. No, man, it's amazing fee structure, especially for people like running your Lightning node is more expensive, way more expensive than that.
So actually, the plugin does more. So the plugin actually allows you to compare the two things you can do with it. You can also run your own Lightning node, and it actually will detect it. So if you run a BTCPay server with a Lightning node connected to it, the plugin can help you too by automatically maintaining the balances for you. So it uses the same concept of swaps, but instead of quote-unquote replacing your Lightning node, it automatically rebalances it based on certain parameters you set. So that's basically what this first mode does. And there are a couple of ways how to do that. The most popular one, we even put a little popular thing here, is to guarantee inbound liquidity, because that's usually what store owners need. They need to have a certain inbound liquidity to reliably receive payments. So most users are probably interested in this one. But you also, for some reason, if you are a Bolt card operator and you need outgoing liquidity, you can also do that, or you can guarantee both, right? So you can have both. And for rebalancing, you can then choose what you wanna use for rebalancing, for cost savings and for reliably, unfairly cheap network fees. You probably want to choose liquid, and then do the same dance again. I'll say, hey, which wallet do I want to use, and set up rebalancing this way. I won't go through the entire flow because it's a couple of clicks. But like in 30, 40 seconds, if you know what you're doing, you're done. And basically it maintains the connected Lightning node and guarantees that a certain threshold of, for example, inbound liquidity, if it dips below that, it does a swap in order to get you above the threshold again with a certain buffer. And like this, you can keep running your own Lightning node. Our goal is not to substitute existing Lightning nodes. If you have your own Lightning node and you want to keep it, please do so. But this is a nice helper to automate things that you otherwise had to do manually. Please.
Can you use the promo Boltz Exchange with the better fees?
No. separate products, separate.
So not per plan feature.
No, no. So yeah, Boltz Pro is a different animal. We don't plan to integrate it in regular products. Yeah.
Any last questions? And if not, Killian, thank you for a killer presentation. Really.